everybody was actually in the dark, trying to understand what exactly climate change planning is supposed to do. The data is not easily accessible. Everything is so manual.
I was hoping for a system to make our life easier.
The information then about climate change was all over the place because it was something new to everyone. There was a knowledge gap such that the knowledge was concentrated on a few people and it failed to trickle down to everyone. And it's not because these people didn't want to share the knowledge. It's because there's just not enough resources, not enough time, not enough venues to share the knowledge.
I remember during that time, our annual investment programming form or template then, we were not even required to tag our certain expenditures, whether they are climate change PPAs, meaning programs, projects, and activities or not. We don't have to tag them. Siguro that time parang hindi pa masyadong na-appreciate yung need to really do some effort to address climate change.
One of the insights after we actually talked specifically with the LGUs, diba, that everything is so manual. Everything is so manual and everything is so fragmented din, diba, that nobody really has the same picture. Everybody was actually in the dark on trying to understand what exactly is climate change, what climate change planning is supposed to do, diba? If you want to get a reference, mahirap, you have to ask some expert somewhere or you have to go to a particular barangay somewhere. The data is not easily accessible.
Sometimes when you're an LGU that is really affected by climate change, it becomes very difficult to translate the national mandates.
To be honest, ma'am, when I heard about the topic of the discussion will be CCET, I was hoping for a system to make our life easier, to make our life easier and our work easier.
They see the information, but they are not exactly sure how to consume the information or apply the information. So that's how we actually decided to slightly change what we wanted to deliver. We wanted to actually build it out as a sort of a planning tool so that they can actually use it or integrate it together with their planning process. So that when they're actually doing their planning, diba, it's easy to see and it's easy for them to actually visualize whether their plan is actually addressing a specific climate risk or not.
There are many resources out there, and sometimes the problem is digesting the information and making it accessible. So I think that's what Project Upturn is trying to address. We're doing the digesting part and how to make it easily understandable and accessible to everyone.
For example, you click agriculture, meron tayong pwedeng pagpipilian. Parang meron akong I have a ready menu of possible solutions.
With these tools, it becomes easier for LGUs to connect with the bigger picture. And this somehow bridges the gap between the national government and the common Filipino because the LGU is there to bridge that gap between.
We will start preparing our comprehensive development plan to cover the 6 years. So that will include 2 local development investment programs. Each local development investment program will cover 3 years each. It will also include 6 annual investment programs. So definitely, I will need as many tools as my disposal. So I'm planning on using the tool developed by the OMLC for this 2023 to 2028 comprehensive development plan.
Being able to work with different disciplines and having a common interest or passion on climate change is really something that we need because this somehow elevates the quality of the work and provides us a more efficient venue for people to tap into technology that will improve their knowledge on climate change, on building their resilience.
No, kasi for me, when we speak of climate change, and we do honest to goodness na mag-implement, to implement measures, especially mitigation measures to curb, kahit man lang slow down yung pag-change ng climate, it takes a long while before we, as I've said earlier, before we see the result, diba? It's possible na we will not be here anymore bago nila maramdaman yung mga result ng ating mga effort.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day, it's everybody's problem. Parang it's important that everybody is aware of what exactly are the impacts of these different of climate change, diba? Because everybody has a different perception of it. And once everybody has a clear picture of what they can do, I think yun rin yung next item, diba? It's what can they do from where they are.
So on the science side, we still need to refine our methods. We do have projections. We can estimate, but estimates are just as good as the assumptions that we have behind it. Okay? So we need to improve on these models. We need to extend the models in order to have a more realistic and better estimates. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have those who consume the knowledge. Now, what needs to be done is actually to build up the behavior, how to influence the behavior in order for us to reduce climate change.